It's been a couple of months, maybe even years since you played RuneScape 3 and you're kinda itching to jump back into the game. Maybe because you saw someone play it, or maybe even because you saw the general stream it again and you thought, actually I really do like this game. Well, this is gonna be the guide for you. Everything you need to know, everything that you missed, everything so you can get back into the game straight away. Let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on guys? My name's Chevalric here and today we'll be going over everything you've missed and everything you need to know to get back into RuneScape 3 again. Before we get into it, join in with this discussion in the comment section down below. I know I encourage it with every video, but just like my bonus experience video or double experience video, I encouraged you guys to comment some tips and advice, and you guys came with some amazing ideas. So what I'll be doing is be making one big comment at the top of the comment section down below, just by me, where I will be adding all the advice from all the people in the comment section down below, so you don't have to scroll through tens of comments, whatever. So, you know, I'll just be making a comment, so scroll down and I will be including everything you guys say. Also, leave a like if you go and enjoy this video. Send it to your friend that might want to be getting back into the game. Without further ado, oh wait, don't forget, subscribe. We're still on the road to 1000, so always appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So I kind of have like a little structure for this video in my head. It made sense, so if it doesn't make sense to you, I'm really sorry, but there will be timestamps down below in the description, but also in like next to the time thingy of YouTube, where you could just click on the chapters on where you want to go. So if you don't need an explanation of what happened, if you don't need an explanation of how to get back into it, making money or whatever, but the structure of this video is going to be as follows. I'm first going to get you back into the game by the things that you know you need to start picking up again. Then, you know, some money making, because, well, to do anything in RuneScape, you need money. So we'll be going over that, and after that, I'm going to tell you what you can use that money for and go into the updates that were released over the last year, and also the updates that are coming up, because if anything, you kind of need money / gear for it anyway, so in my head that made sense. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, what do I mean with get back into it? Well, mainly just dailies, weeklies, time-gated things, whatever. I don't know what you are working on, so this is not specifically aimed at mid-level, high-level, or whatever players, but for example, let's say you are working on Completion Escape and you haven't gotten that porch requirement, go get back on that porch. Ports absolutely suck, but it only takes like 5 minutes of your time every single day to just get that stupid book, teleport there, do your things that you need to do with your ship, send them away, and go about your day accordingly. It is so important to do. For the people who are not aware that might want to go for comp later, ports takes about 6 months, if like I'm pretty sure 6, even 9 months to fully complete or get the requirement for Completion Escape. So it's the biggest time gated thing ever. So if you are planning on going for comp, even if you're not even max, get that started again. It's very simple. Just get the highest numbers, pretty much. Like, make sure you have the highest completionist or completion chance of your voyages. Make sure to focus missions and you'll be fine. Also, if you haven't done so already whilst logging back into it, go claim your oyster. Like, go claim your monthly oyster from the tutorial island that's on the water. Like, you're probably not going to get a die, but you can get a die. Make sure to wear your lock ring. I don't know if it actually affects it, but just to be sure. But, you know, maybe you get like 2 fortress components. So that at the moment is like 4 million GP. If you have nothing right now, that's 4 million GP. And even if you have a little something, that generally does help. Maybe that 4 million might buy you some supplies. Like, you know, you can make some overloads if you didn't have some. Or you can, you know, buy some restores. Or you can buy some, like, the criminal bolts or whatever. Or whatever it is you need. Like, it might help you a little bit with supplies. I mean, it's probably not going to buy you gear. I mean, if you don't have tier 70 gear, it might buy you gear. But besides that, yeah, it's always good to do your oyster. Make sure to get on it. Also, the daily system has been reworked last year, so the dailies are a lot easier to extend, and there's like a weekly progress thing, and it's always worth checking the weekly progress thing. So pretty much how it works is like you have 3 daily challenges now that you can infinitely reroll. So if you want to reroll it, go ahead. It will cost you Fistwag still, but a lot less, and extending is also a lot cheaper. So do as you wish. But the more daily challenges you do, I think it's every 3 or so, you get a weekly reward thing, and sometimes it has Death Touch starts in it. And if you don't know what Death Touch starts are, which I assume you do, but if you don't, they won't kill everything. Not everything. Go on the wiki to make sure it kills the boss you want to kill it with. But for example, if you can do the first 2 bosses of ED3, you can just go to Ambassador, toss it at him and can get a chance of an Eldritch Crossbow piece, which is like 900 mil or something stupid. So definitely worth checking if they are in there to, you know, maybe get a Death Touch Dart or anything else that you might need. It also gives Aura Refresh and other things. So yeah, definitely get onto that if you haven't done so already, because it's definitely a good thing. And as I said, like, that Death Touch Dart can help you make money. Something that can also make you make money, very good segue, is shop runs. I will put a guide from NosNos with a detailed shop run in the top right hand corner of this video and also in the description down below. So go check it out. Like, I can tell you how to do a shop run, but he made an incredible guide on it. So why would I go, you know, copying or repeating his guide when there's something out there that you can check? Pretty much, if you don't know what shop runs are, it's just going into shops, using your money to buy the supplies because they are selling for a lot more on the Grand Exchange. It applies to runes, it applies to raw chicken packs, and all sorts of things, but go watch NosNos. He explains it a lot better than I do, so go check that video out. But shop runs are definitely worth to do. I remember when I was low on money, I did shop runs, and like, I'm pretty sure you can make like 2 or 3 mil every single day, and it takes like 10 minutes of your time. Obviously you can only do it once a day, but if you think about it, it's like 20 mil a week, bro. Like, seriously, that's some good money to make, and that's like some good starter cash as well. And also something that you might have laying around on your bank and that my Twitter constantly kept commenting, which I'm very happy with. I know I mainly do clue scrolls anyway, but still, thank you. Do your clue scrolls. You have them laying around in your bank, hopefully, and you're probably thinking, oh, I can't be else doing it. Download Alt1 if you're doing hard, elite, even if you're doing easy, because it shows you all the locations on like a little map. It is not illegal, it is allowed. I'll put a link in the description down below. It's like a clue helper, just like RuneLite has. If you're not aware of it, and if you don't know what RuneLite is, well, then it's a clue helper, okay? And also it's a lot of other useful things, but just use the clue helper, because the other things are a bit... I mean, Sus Alert is good, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But go do your clues. Hearts and elites are always good because you have that chance of a die. I'm pretty sure the cheapest die, obviously, being Barrow's die, sitting at 300 mil. The Shadow die is sitting over a bill. I'm pretty sure like 1.3 bill last time I checked. The Blood die from elites is sitting at 10 billion GP. Yeah, if you got that, then you're lucky. You're very lucky. So, you know, don't expect it, but if you get it, that's huge. But even so, like Fortress components, so like the ones you need to make a Lock of the Dwarves or a Passion of the Abyss or whatever, like the magic composite bows, etc. of the world, they're sitting between 1.8 and 2 million GP each. So if you have easy clues, even if you have medium clues, you can go to the NPC in the Grand Exchange to convert your medium clues to easy clues. And easy clues are super quick to solve. Like a friend of mine can solve between 70 to 80 an hour, and I would say they're about 800k each. So yeah, do the maths on that. It's like 35 mil to 40 mil an hour that you can make doing easy clues. Obviously, he has the perfect setup, but you're probably looking at lower rates if you haven't done clues ever. But still, you'd be looking at 25 million GP an hour easy. So definitely go do your clue scrolls. And if you don't like doing hearts and elites because of puzzle box or whatever, go do easy clues. They're super fast, they're super quick, and they're incredible money. So what can you do with that money? Well, before we get into the updates that came out last year and that are coming out this year as well, that you can definitely use your money for, if you haven't done so already and you haven't maxed, go prep for double experience. Like, if you have some money right now, the last double experience was just over a month ago, so the next one will be in 2 months' time. So if within a month you buy all your supplies, for example for Herblore, or even for crafting or construction or whatever Bible you need to do, you can save a lot of money. I did this for last double experience with my Herblore because I wanted to get 99 to 120, and I literally made profit. Like, I made like 20-30 mil profit, but making profit on Herblore and doing it as quick as I did is pretty much impossible unless you buy very ahead of time. So if you want some more advice on double experience, go check out my double experience guide. I will also link that in the description down below if you need it. But let's get into the actual important things. What did you miss? Well, as I mentioned before, there's something you need money for, and that is Elder Godwars Dungeon. If you don't know what that is, it's Godwars Dungeon 3. It's a expansion on the Godwars series, and it adds in 4 new bosses. Karapek, which has a normal and hard mode. Arclaser, which is literally the best learner boss. We'll get into it in a moment. Croesus, which is a skilling boss and probably one of the best money makers in the game as of me making this video. And lastly, Zuk for the incredible cape upgrade that's really good, but still wave content, only 18 waves, but also good money because you actually get loot whilst doing it. So first things first, Kerapac. Kerapac has a hard and a normal mode. The hard mode drops the staff pieces for the Staff of Armadyl, the new tier 95, and probably the best weapon. Well, not probably, it is the best weapon in the game. It is also known as the crit stick. It is incredible. It does bear damage, and it's like 5.6 bill. So the staff pieces, you need 3 of them, are like, I think like 1.45 bill each. So yeah, if you're a good PVMer, get back into Kerapac, learn it. It is very, very good to do. It is incredible money, but even normal mode is really, really good money as well, because the regular drops are quite expensive, and you can still get all the other uniques besides the staff pieces, and they're still pretty decent. Like, you can get a greater concentrated blast, which is sitting at 130 mil right now. So that's a very nice drop. And Kerapac is not that difficult. It's a nice way to ease yourself back into PVM if you've done it before. But if you've never done PVM or you kind of want to learn it, Arc Glacier is your best friend. It has a normal and hard mode. A hard mode works just like Telos with Enrages and a streak system. So you can make a lot of money there. And the drops there are pretty decent as well. The scripture that you get there, the new God Book, is really good. It's very powerful, and you know, it's expensive as well because, as I said, it's good. So it's worth going for, and it also brings the new tier 95 dual wields in the game, which you do need to make, but go on the wiki for that because I'm not going to explain that in this video. But they're good money, trust me, they're very good money. But normal mode actually has a mechanic where you can turn on and off mechanics, and according to the mechanics that you have turned on, you can get better loot. Obviously it would be a bit unfair if you have 1 mechanic on and you get the same loot as someone who has 5 mechanics on, but it's a good way to get back into PVM, or even just learn PVM if you haven't done so already and you always wanted to, because it genuinely like teaches you like prayer flicking, dodging mechanics, a devotion, and other things. Like, just you can just turn things on, and like, for example, if you only want to do prayer flicking, you're only going to do the prayer flick mechanic. If you only want to do the devotion thing, you're only going to do the devotion thing. And even in normal mode you can mess it up because it doesn't one hit you, but in hard mode it does. So definitely good to learn, but definitely a good learner boss. Another boss that's really good, and as I mentioned before, the best money in the game, is Croesus. It's a skilling boss. You need 4 people for it. Go check out my guide on it, on how to do it. But it drops a new Crypt Bloom. Crypt Bloom is a new tank armor, which goes very well with the new Animate Death spell, which pretty much makes you a tank. And it makes you such a tank that you can literally AFK Vindicta. And yes, standing in the beam at Vindicta as well. Like, you can literally AFK Vindicta. It is that strong. It pretty much just good money overall as well, because like, even if you just do an hour and you don't get anything, it's between 15 to 20 mil an hour, depending on if you get scriptural big pages, which is also very good because scriptural big is kind of like a Grace DLs, but for clue scrolls. It gives you clue scrolls whilst skilling. It is really good. Like, it generally is really good. It's so good that like, it pretty much is the best like clue gathering item in the game. Like, scripture itself is like 80 mil, but the pages are like 3 mil each. So definitely worth doing Croesus. A very fun boss to do when you can do it, and just good money as well. So go check out my guide if you're interested on that one. And lastly, Zok. I don't have many great things to say about Zok. I know it's a good boss. It's wave content. If that's your thing, I absolutely hate that kind of content. It's just not for me. It has a checkpoint system, so if you die, you don't have to start over, but you will not get the cape upgrade. But as I said, you can still get loot. I don't know if you can die and still get like the uniques from Zok, because he also drops uniques like another God Book and a ability codex, which is sitting at like 1.5 bill at the moment. So yeah, definitely worth going to Zok if you are interested in that type of content. Also, PVM has really been updated. First of all, Magic, as I mentioned before, with the Fractured Staff Armadyl, and even with what's it called, Crypt Bloom, it's the best slot right now. So if that's your thing, definitely go check your Magic. Like, your Magic gear might have gone up in price a lot. Like a tier 91 or tier 92 one, sorry. No, tier 91. Tier 91, yes. Is currently sitting at 700 mil. And when I bought it, it was like 200. So when I bought it was like 6-7 months ago. So yeah, went up in price a lot. So definitely worth checking about that if you're not interested in Magic. But go get that Armadyl, Fractured Staff Armadyl. It is incredible. But besides that, there's also been a lot of updates on PVM. Last week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, and me making this video, I will link the update blog as well in the description down below. A lot of links in the description, by the way. I definitely don't want to forget any of them, but they did a lot of updates on PVM, like general quality of life ones. Like they fixed the herbal bombs; they're very much better to use. They fixed targeting. They fixed a lot of things. Like, it's way too much for me to actually mention, but go check out that blog if you're very interested. Also, one thing that I do want to point out is within the elite dungeons, they made it so you're not getting punished for doing certain elite dungeons with 2 players. You now have chances for uniques the same amount as you do solo as you do duo or trio. So it's kind of a buff, especially ED3, because it was way better to do ED3 solo compared to duo, because you had a higher chance of getting a Eldritch Crossbow piece, even if you calculated like average kill times, etc, etc. So yeah, if you're into like duo or trio content, this is definitely a buff for you. And in general, PVM got a very good buff with that update, but go check it out. It has a lot of cool things like collection log pop-ups, and search no longer gets you into combat, which is incredible for clues. But lastly is the content that is coming up. As of me making this video, next Monday there will be a new Grandmaster quest releasing, which will tie up the Elder God Wars story and will also unlock some skilling, you know, some new skilling locations. We don't know what it is yet, so don't ask me in the comment section down below, please, because we don't know. And I think there might be some other rewards from that quest, but we'll see, because I feel like they haven't showed us everything, which I'm happy with. But apparently the quest is going to be great. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be like this big finale to the Elder God War series and a start to a new storyline series. So if quests are your thing, and just in general, if you need it for Comcape or whatever, definitely worth doing and definitely worth checking out. I will be doing it on release, which will be my first proper quest doing on release, besides some mini quests that I've done. And lastly, in this summer, we will get a center boss. So the Telos of God Wars Dungeon 3, apparently they're gonna have groundbreaking mechanics, something we've never seen, and something that will put us in awe. So, you know, always we have to wait and see, but I am very curious about that. So if you're a PVMer, that is definitely something you look forward to. And they said that they want to do more quality of life things, like the update they did on PVM as well. So many things to look forward to. So yeah, that is pretty much everything you missed and everything you need to know to get back into RuneScape. Let me know what you thought of this video, and let me know if you think it is useful. As I said, leave a like, leave a comment with any advice that you have. Leave me a comment with whatever else kind of videos you want me to make videos on. And without further ado, my name is Chevalric. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.